Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Gyadvirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaiham Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindha Dinabandha Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishavanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Welcome all of you to the second session of this journey of self-discovery crash course in the Bhagavad Gita. Yesterday we learned very interesting things. The first point we learned yesterday was that there is a difference between a human and an animal. The difference is dharma. Dharmo hi eko adhiko vishesho dharmena vihina pashupit samanaha. The time or the day when we give up our dharma, then we become animals. There are four things which are common between humans and animals. That is ahara, nidra, bhaya, metuna. Eating, sleeping, mating and defending. We discussed today that just because we are sophisticated way of doing things, these four things, eating, sleeping, mating and defending, that doesn't make us something different from animals. We may call ourselves as a sophisticated animal, but we cannot actually call ourselves as a human being. We can call ourselves as a human being only when we follow dharma. Dharmo hi eko adhiko vishesho dharmena vihina pashuvir samanaha. Now, that dharma is not just sentiment. Dharma is actually based on inquiry. That is why Vedanta Sutra says, Atha ato brahma jigyasa. Since you got a human form of life, it is a time for you now to inquire into the higher limbs of existence. Inquiry makes you a human being. That is why in this course of the 7 days what we are taking, the most important thing is not what I am going to speak. The most important thing is what you are going to inquire. The animals' inquiry is restricted to four things: where I can eat and what I can eat. And the animals are restricting their inquiry only to the sleeping facility, where I can sleep. The human beings, they make a huge, nice, wonderful arrangement, an apartment to sleep. But in spite of that, they are not getting sleep. But the animals are getting this free of cost. They don't have to work hard like the human beings to get these minimum needs of eating, sleeping, mating and defending. Yesterday we learned that how there are two prime inquiries in life. So what are two prime inquiries in life? They are the goal of life and the cause of suffering. The first one is to inquire into what is the goal of life. What is the goal of life? If you don't inquire into that, if you don't know the goal of life, then our life is useless. As much as you're driving a car without knowing the destination, then you're actually wasting your petrol, wasting your time. That is why being born as human beings, we should inquire into the goal of life. Where am I going to go after death? Where did I come from? All these inquiries have to be done. Like we discussed yesterday regarding the goal of life. People are interested in living life. But we should live life to lead our life. Leading life means we are actually having a destination, we are having a goal. Without having a goal, life has no meaning. Like when you get into the train, the purpose of getting into the train is to get out of the train in destination. If you got into a train and you don't know the destination, then it is useless. It is just waste of time. You're going nowhere. And the second point of inquiry is that why am I suffering? What is the cause of suffering? In spite of all my endeavors to become happy, I am suffering. What is the reason for my suffering? So suffering is so much in this world. The more we are trying to enjoy, the more suffering we are experiencing. Why is this suffering coming to us? What is the cause of suffering? That has to be inquired. But instead of trying to find out the cause of suffering, people are just interested in trying to become happy. But they don't know Without knowing the cause of suffering, trying to become happy is like trying to take medicine, trying out different medicines without knowing what is the disease. Without knowing the disease, nobody can actually find a proper medicine. If you really want to have medicine, the first thing is that you should diagnose the disease. You should know the cause of suffering. The cause of suffering and the goal of life. These are the two prime inquiries in life. So as long as we don't inquire into these two things, we are actually not called as human beings. Human life starts because of these two inquiries. Without these two inquiries, then our whole human life is just a waste. Then where we should inquire, where we should get the knowledge from? We should get the knowledge from scriptures, because if we don't get, if we have to get the knowledge from scriptures. If we try to inquire and try to get knowledge from other sources, that is by getting some information from the senses, pratyaksha praman, that is a failure, because the senses are having four defects. The first one is imperfect. The senses are imperfect. So imperfect senses will only give you imperfect knowledge. And number two, that is tendency to illusion. So knowledge gained by our senses is subject to illusion, because illusion is there within our senses. Any knowledge gained by our senses is subject to illusion. And cheating propensity. There's so much of cheating going on in this world, especially through advertisement. This advertisement is such a thing that it is convincing you to buy something which you don't require. So for that, to sell a product, people are telling just lies, lie after lie. That shows the knowledge what we get in this world is full of cheating. And not only that, we have the propensity to commit mistakes. Even great scholars, scientists, they have committed mistakes. If you see our science textbook, it is full of mistakes. You may say, hey, how can you tell like that? It is because what was called science 30 years or 40 years back, today it is fiction. And what is going to be called as science future, what is called science today will be fiction of tomorrow. So, the science, every formula or every theory postulated will always have some limitations. Not only there are limitations in the theories postulated. Every scientist comes and then refutes the previous scientist. The previous scientist postulates some theory, and another scientist comes and disproves him. He says he's wrong, I am right. We have experience in the very science textbooks itself. Dalton told something, another scientist came and told, Rutherford came and told, he's wrong, I am right. Later on, some other scientist comes and says, he's wrong, I am right. And in this way, the only perfect source of knowledge is Vedic literatures. So we should get knowledge only from Vedic literatures, because they are the perfect source of knowledge. The Vedas are called Apaurushaya. They are beyond Purusha. This knowledge of Vedas, they are perfect because till date, nobody has disproved even a single sentence in the Vedas to be wrong. Not only that, there are so many predictions in the Vedic literatures which have come true. Vedic literatures, which were written 5,000 years back, predicts the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Bhavishya Purana predicts the appearance of Jesus and Muhammad, who appeared around 2000 and 1500 years back respectively. So, we have so much of information in the Vedic literatures, but unfortunately only 6% of the Vedic literatures are left. But still we don't have to worry, because the most important part of the Vedic literatures are the Upanishads. These Upanishads are the most important part of the Vedas. Why? Because there are two kinds of knowledge in the Vedic literatures. One knowledge is how to live in this world, and the other is how to get out of this world. Among the two, how to get out of this world is more important. Like when a child or when some student gets admission into IIT, the best college. So what is the purpose of getting into IIT? To get out of IIT. That student may do so many things in IIT. He may be a basketball player, he may be a guitarist, he may have a rock band, all these things, fine, no problem. He can live nicely in IIT. But the purpose of getting into IIT is not to stay in IIT. The purpose of getting into IIT is to get out of this IIT. In the same way, the purpose of getting into this world is not to stay in this world, to get out of this world. No problem, live a nice life, but keep the goal in mind to get out. One day I have to die, so I have to get out of this world and not to take birth again. The whole purpose of our life is to not take birth again. Just imagine you take birth again and go to the same nursery and the teacher is shouting and yelling at you. You're learning A, B, C, D. It is total nonsense. That is why the goal of life is to not to take birth again in this world, to get out of this world. And that knowledge is given in the Upanishads. So, one is how to live life and how to get out of this world. Live a nice life, no problem. But if you forget how to get out of this world, it is like staying in IIT, the best college. But year after year, you are failing and staying there. As much as the purpose of studying in the 10th standard is to pass and go to the higher standard, not to come back to the 10th standard again. So the purpose of human life is not to take birth again in this human life again. We have to get out of the cycle of birth and death. Now that is spoken in the Upanishads. Now what did Krishna do? He took all the essence of the Upanishads, like the essence of the cow is the milk, and he gave the milk, Amrita of Gita, to Arjuna. That is why Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all the Vedic literatures. If you have Bhagavad Gita with you and study the Bhagavad Gita very nicely, then you understood the essence of all the Vedic literatures. Now, yesterday we learned that to learn Bhagavad Gita, you should approach a spiritual master. You should approach a guru. Now, to learn even simple things in life, we learn from a teacher. So, guru means one who is coming under the parampara. We have 4 sampradayas or 4 universities which teach the Vedic knowledge, which teach the Bhagavad Gita to us. We can approach any of the 4 sampradayas headed by Brahma, Lord Shiva, Rudra, Sri, Lakshmiji and Kumaras, the 4 Kumaras. So you can approach any of the 4 sampradayas which are still even prevalent even today. You can approach them and get the Vedic knowledge. We, representing the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, we are representing or coming in the line of Brahma Sampradaya. Lord Brahma gave knowledge to his son Narada. Narada gave the knowledge to Vyasa. Vyasa gave to Madhvacharya. In this way, in the Acharya Parampara, we receive this knowledge, which is still today prevalent. And Srila Prabhupada, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the founder of this movement, ISKCON, he wrote a commentary to the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita as it is. This Bhagavad Gita is addressing the modern educated people. Anybody can read the Bhagavad Gita as it is and get the essence of Bhagavad Gita in a way which you can understand very easily. Now, we also discussed yesterday that a guru or a teacher should be qualified. He should be an acharya. That means he should practice what he preaches. And not only that, guru means, the literal meaning of the word guru is heavy. One who is heavy with spiritual knowledge. These days people are searching for a guru who can just bless. It's very easy. But guru is one who actually trains, teaches the spiritual knowledge. And the first qualification of a disciple is that he should be inquisitive. If somebody is not inquisitive, he cannot be called a good student. Actually, inquiry is a symptom of intelligence. If somebody is able to ask very good questions, that means that person is very intelligent. So, tasmat gurum prapadyeta jignasu shreya uttama. One has to approach a spiritual master. What is the purpose of approaching a spiritual master? The purpose of approaching a spiritual master is to inquire about the absolute truth. And not only that, a student should be a devotee of Krishna, should be humble, and also have service attitude. And yesterday we concluded our session by saying that there are 5 subject matters in Bhagavad Gita. What are they? Ishvara. Ishvara means the Supreme Lord. Second, Jiva. Ishvara, Jiva. Prakriti, Kala, and Karma. So these are the 5 subject matters of Bhagavad Gita, and today we'll be talking about the second subject matter of Bhagavad Gita, that is soul, that is Jiva. And tomorrow we'll talk about God. 2 days it will take to talk about God. So today the subject matter is Jiva. I know there are some questions being typed up. I'll answer the questions at the end of the session. So I'm going to speak till 8:15 today, and then from 8:15 to 9:15 I'm going to speak, and 9:15 to 9:30 we can have a question and answer session, and I'll take the questions which are typed in the chat first, and then take verbal questions. Now today's session starts with an interesting question. What is the question? Who am I? We are trying to know so many things in this world. What's happening in the stock market? Especially people are trying to know how many corona cases are coming in India, whether my zone is red zone or green zone or orange zone. So people are trying to inquire so many things. No, I know. People say, I know this, I know him, I know her. But we should know. Who is that person who is knowing? I know means what? You are knowing, but you should know who is that person who is knowing. When I say I know, what does that mean? It means that I am knowing some object. But who is that I who is knowing that thing? That person is the soul. Earlier, everybody had an idea what exactly was soul. But these days, people don't have idea. There's something called soul within the body, which is making the bodily functions possible. I'm able to speak because there is soul in the body. Now, first, before we talk about what is soul, we'll try to establish the proof of existence of soul. We'll try to establish the existence of soul by speaking about the proof of existence of soul. Now, I'm going to give you 5 proofs for the existence of soul. The first proof is common sense. Anybody with common sense, simple common sense, can understand there's something beyond the body which is making the body conduct all its functions. I'm able to hear, I'm able to speak, I'm able to see. It is because of the presence of soul. Common sense. Let me tell you what is common sense. Now, when somebody dies in the house, now what people say, such and such a person, what happened? He passed away. We use this word, passed away. What does it mean? What is the meaning of passed away? He is not here at present, he is somewhere else. Now, he passed out of the college. What does it mean? That he is not in the college, he is somewhere else. So, the very word passed away refers that there is somebody who went out of this body. Who is that person? It is soul. Anybody with common sense can understand that there is a thing within the body which leaves at the time of death. One, suppose in a house somebody died, grandfather died. Then the small boy, just 3 or 4-year-old boy, he comes and tells the father, Papa, Dadaji ko kya hua? Then the papa says, Beta, Dadaji chale gaye. He says, chale gaye? Arre, Dadaji to idhar hi hai. He is sleeping here. Why you wake him up? Why is he not getting up? The boy says, the Dadaji is here only. And the father says, chale gaye. Then the father has to explain, Beta, Dadaji ka sharir pada hua hai idhar. Lekin Dadaji chale gaye. So who went? The soul went out of the body. There is something which is beyond this body, which is making the body conduct all its activities. That is the soul. Soul is beyond the body. It cannot be seen. It is unseen, but it is present in the body. Because of its presence only, the body is able to conduct its activities. Just a simple one example is enough to show that there is a distinction between the body and the soul. That one word, passed away, chale gaye, guzar gaye, chal base. What does it mean? The person whom you are talking to, he has gone. But what you understood the whole life, the body was the person. The body is not the person. Body is not the person. There was a person within the body who was conducting the bodily actions. So there is a distinct difference between body and soul. The soul is there within the body and making all its functions possible. It is the first proof of existence of soul. Like you have a car, you drive the car, you are not the car. You are in the house, you are not the house, you are in the house. As much as there is a distinct difference between the house and you, the house and you who are staying in the house, in the same way this body is the house for the soul. This body is the soul is the driver for the body. Like when you are driving a car, somebody asks you, who are you? Will you say Maruti? Just because you are driving a Maruti car, that doesn't make you Maruti. Just because you are in a woman's body, that doesn't make you a woman. We are neither woman nor body, nor man. We are neither Pakistani nor Indian, nor Hindu nor Muslim. The soul is beyond all religion. The soul is beyond all bodily designations. The soul is neither a boy or a girl. Somebody say, oh, I am a girl. No, you are not a girl. Your body, you are present, at present, you are living in a girl's body. At present, you are living in a woman's body. At present, you are living in an old man's body. The body is distinct from the soul. The soul's presence in the body makes us understand that I am the body. But actually, we are not the body. We are spirit soul. That is the first lesson which Krishna teaches us in the Bhagavad Gita. First lesson. Like when you look in the mirror. What are you looking in the mirror? Whom are you seeing in the mirror? You are seeing your body. You are not seeing your soul. What is seen in the mirror is your body. You are distinct from the body. There is something called soul within the body which is making all the bodily functions possible. The first proof of the existence of soul. Now, the second proof of the existence of soul is this. Intuitive understanding by logic. Some people say, oh, you all do word jugglery, you spiritual people, and try to brainwash us. But I want some logical proof. Let us hear logic. Now, once it so happened that Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya for International Society for Krishna Consciousness, ISKCON, he was in Dallas, Texas, America. At that time, we had a small Gurukul at that place. Then he went to one of the classrooms in the Gurukul. Then he called one child. And the child came, next to him, he was standing here. And he had a pen. Prabhupada took the pen and asked the child, whose pen is this? Then this boy told, this is my pen. This is your pen. Then Srila Prabhupada asked, are you this pen? Then this boy told, no, I am not this pen. This is my pen. Then Srila Prabhupada told, okay, he put all his kurta and then asked him, whose kurta is this? It's my kurta. Then the boy told, when he told, then Srila Prabhupada asked, are you this kurta? The boy told, no, I am not this kurta. This is my kurta. I am wearing it. Then Srila Prabhupada caught hold of his hand and told, whose hand is this? Then the boy told, this is my hand. You can see it's my hand. Then Srila Prabhupada, he asked, are you this hand? Then he told, no, I am not this hand, but this is my hand. Then Srila Prabhupada told, whose head is this? And the boy got surprised. Swamiji, what is this question you are asking? Whose head is this? This is my head. Then Srila Prabhupada told, are you this head? Then the boy told, no, I am not this head. This is my head. You can see this is my head. Then Srila Prabhupada asked, whose body is this? The boy was standing there, whose body is this? And the boy told, it's my body. Like he says, it's my body. So my body is paining. People say that, my body is paining. So then Srila Prabhupada asked, if this is your body, are you this body? Then the boy told, no, I'm not this body. Oh, he got shocked. Something problem is there now. This is my pen, I am not this pen. This is my mobile, I am not this mobile. There is a difference between me and my mobile. This is my mobile. I am not this mobile. This is my hand. I am not this hand. There is a distinct difference between me and my hand. This is my head. There is a distinct difference between me and my head. This is my head, not I am not this head. The same way, this is my body. When you say this is my body, that means there is a distinct difference between me and my body. As much as this is my hand, it shows that there is a distinct difference between me and my hand. In English language, you have a simple sentence made up of a subject, object and a verb. This is my hand. Hand is the object, my is the subject, and is the verb. For the simple sentence to be a meaningful sentence, the subject should be distinct from the object. So that itself is a proof that there is a distinct difference between me and my body, because this is my body, I am not this body, and I am beyond this body, and I am different from this body. Even if you use the simple logic, every day we use this word, my body is paining. Acha, your body is paining. So who are you? You are distinct from the body. You are perceiving this body which is paining. You don't say, I am paining. You say, my body is paining. That means there is a person who is perceiving this body, who is having this body. There is a person having this body as the house, who is living in the body. As much as you are staying in the house, you are not the house. You are driving a car, you are not the car. There is a distinct difference between you and your car. There is a distinct difference between you and your house. You are staying in the house. As much as you are staying in the house, I am staying in the body. You are staying in the body. I am the soul who are in the body. Now, the third proof of existence of soul. You may say, oh, this is all word jugglery. It is not logic. I want something scientific. Let us hear science. Pure science. The doctors, they have found out there's something called consciousness. Consciousness is a proof of existence of soul. Like, you are sitting in the chair is not telling you anything. You sit on your friend's lap. The moment you sit on your friend's lap, what is going to happen is, after a few minutes he says, oh, please, sit on the chair. Because he feels the pain. You kick the football doesn't tell anything to you. You kick your friend will kick you back. Because your friend felt the pain, the football did not feel the pain. You stand in front of a door and you start abusing the door will not tell anything to you. You abuse another person, he will abuse you back. Because he feels bad. So now tell me, what is the difference between the football and the friend whom you kicked? What is the difference between the door and the person who you scolded? What is the difference? The football doesn't have a soul in it. It doesn't have consciousness. Whereas your friend has consciousness. Because of the presence of consciousness, there is awareness. There is an experience of pleasure and pain. It's very hot. The table doesn't feel the heat. We feel the heat because the feeling is because the table doesn't have consciousness, we have consciousness. And why we have consciousness? Because of the presence of the soul. The soul is there in the region of the heart, and a soul is emitting a light called consciousness, which is spreading throughout the body. Like the bulb is at one place, and the light is spreading throughout the room. In the same way, the soul is there in the region of the heart and is spreading a light called consciousness throughout the body. It is said that the consciousness is flowing through the blood. Wherever the blood flows, there is experience of pain. You cut your finger, the blood comes out and you feel the pain. You cut your nails, you don't feel the pain because there is no blood. No blood means no consciousness. You cut your hair, you don't have any pain because there is no consciousness there, because the blood doesn't flow. So, consciousness is a symptom of soul. Now, there are some scientists who say consciousness is a product of matter. They use some complicated terminologies to confuse all of you. They say when the combination of chemicals, the complexity of the combination of chemicals reaches to a certain level, or when the combination of chemicals reaches to a certain level of complexity, it gives rise to conscious symptoms. They use some statements like this and then fool everyone. Till date, nobody has produced consciousness by mixing some chemicals. Our body is made up of chemicals, not the soul. The soul is a distinct thing. It is nothing to do with the body. It is separate from the body. It is existing in the body. And the soul emits a light called consciousness, and that is flowing through the body. It is spreading throughout the body. And this consciousness is distinct from chemicals. Have you ever seen there are so many factories producing mobiles, cameras, spaceships? Have you ever seen factories producing children, babies, dogs? Even a bacteria cannot be produced in a factory because only chemicals are mixed. Until unless there is consciousness, there cannot be life. Life comes from life. Life is not produced by chemicals. So this is the proof of existence of soul. Consciousness is the proof of existence of soul. There is a field of research called artificial intelligence. In this field of artificial intelligence, they are trying to create human beings, trying to create some conscious robots, but not possible. Maybe they can make a robot exactly looking, exactly functioning, exactly talking like a human, but they cannot have experience. Only the physical symptoms or the physical expressions are decoded into a program, and then the robot functions or expresses something. But you cannot feel the robot is experiencing the sweetness. You may have a robot and put a rasgulla in the mouth of the robot. The robot will say, sweet. It is sweet. It has recognized the sweetness because of some chemicals or whatever. But you cannot say the robot is experiencing the sweetness. Recognition can happen by some chemical phenomena, by some decoding some program, but experience cannot be there until its consciousness is there. You can have a robot exactly functioning like a human, but no robot can have experience. Experience is a symptom of consciousness. The consciousness means there is presence of soul, which is beyond the body, which cannot be seen, and it is actually making all the bodily functions possible. Third proof. Fourth proof. You may say, yeah, consciousness and all. I want what the doctors are saying. Don't say something which is just there, some word jugglery. Yes, we'll take out the medical journals. There are two kinds of phenomena the doctors are all confused about. One is called the out-of-body experiences. Other is known as near-death experiences. OBE and NBE. OBE means out-of-body experience. There are so many cases where the doctors are totally confused. There's one case where there was a 14-hour surgery, open heart surgery, very complicated surgery. After the surgery, the patient was unconscious even during the surgery. And after he came back to consciousness, he called the doctor and told, my dear doctor, I saw what all you were doing on my body. The doctor was shocked. He went and described every minute detail which happened in the operation theater, which doctor did what, which nurse did what. The doctor was shocked. They told, you were supposed to be unconscious. And he told, yes, I was lying on the operation table in the theater. I went out of my body. And from a point which is beyond the body, separate from my body, distinct from my body, I observed what was going on in this onto my body. I was observing what was happening. So doctors were shocked. Who went out of the body? They're like that, near-death experiences. There are some people who were almost dead, or declared also dead, but somehow they came back to life. And they expressed some strange experiences what they had. They told we were running on hot sand. People were some very cruel looking people, dark people, they were running behind us. And not only just simple experiences like that, many people had similar experience. It is so surprising. And all these experiences which they had during the time when they were not in the body, they were all actually descriptions of hell given in our scriptures. What does it show? For some time being, they went to a different world and came back. Who went? This shows there's somebody beyond the body. Okay, forget about it. There's something very interesting, that is dreams. Some people say, oh, I don't want to believe all these things. I need to experience what is the soul. Everybody has this experience. What is that soul? We all have dreams. What happens during the time of dream, when we dream? We experience or see some things which we have never seen in this life. We go to some place in our dreams which we have never been in this life. What does it show? These impressions are carried forward from the previous birth. This is the fifth proof of the existence of soul, past life memories. There are some children who still have, sometimes they are haunted with past life memories. And they have to be taken to a process called hypnotic regression so that they can identify, oh, this was past life and now this is this life. So they can, past life, it may be boy, now she may be girl now. We don't know. So there are some strange feelings which they have. So when these hypnotic regressions help them to heal and reconcile their thought process. So if there is a previous life, what is the thing which is connecting the previous life to this life? It is a soul. So the soul tracks magnates from one body to another body. And now from this body, it goes to another body. So in this way, body is only a house or a room or a place where the soul is staying. I am the soul living in the body. So there is one book called 2000 Cases of Reincarnation Verified and Proved. There's one book still available. Maybe you can find it out. There are so many books available on reincarnation. And there are actual cases where small children, they have the memory of the previous life and they are relating it to this life. And there's one small girl called Minu in a village in Bengal. Right from her childhood, she used to tell her father, I want to go to this village. I want to go to this village. The father was also knowing where this village was. Maybe he just neglected. When she came to the age of 5, she became insistent that I want to go to this village. The father somehow got the address of the village and he took the small girl to that village. And when they were driving, the father was driving the car, so he was directing, take a right turn, take a left turn. Like that, they stopped exactly in front of a house and she was trying to enter the house from one place. And the people who were staying in the house, they came out and told, there was a door before. Many years back, our Bahu died. Daughter-in-law died. And this small little girl, she went and recognized everyone by name. And she started telling so many incidents which happened in that house many years back. And she could recognize the husband of the previous life. And these are recorded. It is not some stories. They are proved. There's a team of people who was sent by the author who verified everything with the legal documents and then has published a book. So if there is a previous life, if there was a previous life, and there's going to be next life, what is the thing which connects the previous life to this life? What is the thing which connects this life to the next life? And that is a soul. This is a proof of 5 proofs of the existence of soul. Now somebody says, okay, I understand that there are 5 proofs that this soul exists and this soul is beyond the body and is there within the body and is making bodily functions possible. Then the question arises that what is the soul all about? For that, I am going to speak to you something very interesting. And it is very technical too, so I require all of your attention. Before trying to know what is this body, what is this soul, we'll try to know what this body is. You are looking at me, or looking at your friend or your family member. So what does that whole body of the person's family member, who it may be, or a friend it may be, or me, consist of? What is there? For that we should know there are 10 things in the body, out of which 8 things are material elements, 2 are spiritual. So we have material body which is consisting of 8 things, and we have a spiritual body consisting of 2 things. Now, first we'll talk about the material body. This material body, which consists of these 8 things, what are the 8 things? Are like this: earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Puvira Panalo Vayurkham Mano Buddhirevacha Ahankaramiti me Binna Prakritir Ashtada. Binna Prakritir Ashtada. Ashta means 8. What are the 8 things? Earth, water, fire, air, ether. Prithvi, Jal, Agni, Vayu, Akash. Our body is made up of these 5 gross elements. It is known as Pancha Mahabhutas. And this material body is again divided into 5 plus 3. This 5 is nothing but the gross elements, and 3 are the subtle elements. So these Pancha Mahabhutas, these 5 gross elements, they are consisting the gross body. And a subtle body is made up of these 3: mind, intelligence, and false ego. Now, these 5 gross elements are there in the body. Actually, the bones, the flesh, and all is because of the transformation of the food what we eat. And earth transforms into grains, and the grains transform into different gross part of the body, earth. 70% of the body is water. So water is there. The body temperature is more than the ambient temperature. It is 37 degrees centigrade body temperature, 98 degrees Fahrenheit. So this shows that there is fire in the body. Earth, water, fire. All the movements of the body which are happening, it is because of the air. So air is also in the body. Earth, water, fire, air, ether. I am able to speak because ether will presence in my body. And beyond these 5 gross elements, there is something called a subtle body, which is made up of 3 things: earth, water, fire. Also mind, intelligence, and false ego. Now, to have a better understanding of this gross body and the subtle body, we'll compare our body to a computer. In a computer, you have something called a hardware and something called a software. Now, software cannot be seen. Only hardware you can touch, like this computer is there, you can only touch this hardware. Software cannot be seen. The subtle body is like the software, and the gross body is like the hardware. Hardware is the computer, and you have the software of the computer. In the same way, you have this mind, intelligence, and false ego. You should understand there is a distinct difference between the mind and the brain. Mind is not the brain, brain is not the mind. Brain is gross, mind is beyond the brain. Like when somebody is not behaving properly, he will be taken to a neurologist. The neurologist will say your brain is perfectly okay. Take him to a psychologist or a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist or the psychologist, he deals with the mind, whereas the neurologist deals with the brain. So that shows that there is a distinct difference between the brain and the mind. Brain is not the mind, mind is not the brain. Now, beyond this gross and the subtle body, there are 2 more things called the spiritual body. That is the soul and the super soul. Now you have the gross body, which is compared to the hardware of the computer. We have the subtle body, which is compared to the software of the computer. And even though there is a software in the hardware, the computer doesn't function until unless there is electricity passing through it. That electricity is the consciousness, and the plug point is the soul, and the huge generator which is producing all the electricity, it is a super soul. So there are 10 things: the soul, the super soul, the spiritual body, the 3 subtle elements, that is known as man, buddhi, ahankar, that is mind, intelligence, and false ego, and the 5 gross elements, that is earth, water, fire, air, ether. In this way, these 10 things constitute our existence, electricity, and it is passing through a small plug point called the soul, and the generator is the super soul, and the electricity is the consciousness, and the subtle body is the software, and the gross body is the hardware. So this body is exactly like a machine, is exactly like a computer, which is functioning so very nicely. Now, to have a better understanding of whatever we discussed till now, we'll talk about one incident which is going to happen in our life. In everyone's life, there's one incident which is definitely going to happen, but we don't want to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about it, but it is reality. So many incidents in our life, they may happen, may not happen. But one thing, it is for sure that we have to face it. What is that? That is called death. What happens at the time of death? Very interesting. What happens at the time of death is the soul leaves the body. When the soul leaves the body, it doesn't leave alone. It is encaged by the subtle body. Mind, intelligence and false ego. These three encage the soul and take the soul from one gross body to another gross body. So what is lying down when you call it dead body, it is actually only the body, gross body, which is made up of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether. Whereas the mind, intelligence and false ego, it carries the soul from one gross body to another gross body, and that is the reason the same subtle body we have the previous life, we have till today. And the same subtle body, what we have now, it is carried to the next life. That is why we have past life memories. That is why we have strange dreams. Some dreams which cannot even imagine. Sometimes in the dreams we speak some language which we don't even know. Why? Where are these impressions coming from? It is all coming from the previous body. The subtle body is a storage of impressions. That is called sanskars. Just tell. 2 children born at the same time in the same hospital to 2 different mothers. One is very cruel, very aggressive. One is very peaceful. Why? What is the reason? They are born the same day, the same time, but still their natures are different. Why? Because one child in the previous life had good sanskars and the other child did not have good sanskar, bad sanskars. Because everything what we see, everything what we hear, everything what we feel, everything what we smell and taste, it has a subtle impression on our mind, in our consciousness. And that impression is carried forward not only to this life, to the future, but to the next life. And that is called sanskar. Like you keep a camera and all the photographs are stored in a small chip. And that card, memory card, you take it and put it in the computer and it comes out there. In the same way, every impression what we have in this life is actually carried forward to the next life. So be very careful with what you see, what you hear. Because that is going to create your future impressions, future life. So in this way, what is lying down there at the time of death is the gross body. And what is being taken out from the gross body is a subtle body made up of mind, intelligence and false ego. Along, it encages the soul and takes you to the other body. So we have a very clear understanding. Gross body made up of 5 elements. Subtle body made up of 3 elements. The soul. And the super soul is just the monitor who is taking you from one body to another body. Now, what is the soul all about? The first and the foremost quality of the soul is it doesn't have birth nor death. It is eternal. Na jayate vriyate va kadachit nayam bhutva bhavita vana bhuyah ajo nitya shashvatoyam purano nahanyate hanyamane sharire. Krishna says in the Bagavad Gita that na jayate vriyate va kadachit. The soul neither takes birth nor dies. Kadachit, it never happened. Nayam bhutva, nor it happened in the past. Na bhavita, nor it's going to happen in the future. Nor it's happening now. Ajaha, it is unborn. Who is born is not me. My body is born. We say, happy birthday to you. Actually, it is not happy birthday to you. It is happy birthday to your body. Because what is born is the body. What is going to die is the body. You will not die. Nahanyate hanyamane sharire. People say, oh, he died. He did not die. His body died. Actually, body is always dead. It is only the presence of the soul in the body which makes the body feel as if it is alive. Birth and death is not for the soul. It is eternal. Shashvatoyam Puranaha Ajo Nityam Shashvatoyam Puranaha Nahanyate Hanyamane Sarire. When the body dies, the soul doesn't die. So the soul is distinct from the body. The first quality. Second, the soul is conscious. I am able to see because of the presence of the soul. The soul leaves the body, the same eye will be there, cannot see. The same tongue will be there. You put a rasgulla in the dead body's mouth. Do you think the dead body will relish the sweetness? No. Because the soul has gone. That actually, the awareness what we are having, the experiences what we are having, it is because of the presence of soul. The second quality of the soul. The third quality, most important quality of the soul, it is Ananda. Sat Chit Ananda, you heard about it. Sat means what? Eternal. Neither has birth nor death. Actually, we never were born and we never going to die. It is only the body which is born, it is the body which dies. Sat Chit, conscious, and Ananda. And what is the meaning of Ananda? Ananda means pleasure, bliss. The soul, by its nature, is blissful. And that is why we are trying to find happiness in this world. Everybody is searching for happiness. I'll become happy by doing this thing. I'll see it and become happy. Eat this, I'll become happy. Because we are searching for happiness. And that happiness is not in this world, it is within us. Our life is like this. What we have become? Like a Kasturi Mriga, a musk deer. From its body, it emits wonderful fragrance. So nice fragrance it emits. And it's wondering, where is this coming from? So this musk deer is running. Oh, it's coming in this direction. Let me run. It goes on running. The more it runs, the more fragrance it is emitting. The more it runs, the more fragrance it is emitting. It is thinking, the source of all the fragrance I am about to reach now. It runs faster and faster and dies one day. This foolish deer doesn't know that the fragrance is coming from its own body. In the same way, we are all trying to become happy. Search for this happiness. Running here, there. I'll become happy. Going there. Going to that movie. Seeing this thing. Getting there. Oh, I'll go and eat this thing. I'll become happy. But searching for happiness here and there, one day we get tired and die. It is like somebody searching. Where is my watch? Where is my watch? He's searching everywhere. And he says, oh, and it's here only. You searched everywhere, but you found the watch is here only. The same way, happiness is actually within. Because the soul by nature is happy. That is the nature of the soul, to be happy. So unless we actually conduct our life on the platform of the soul, we can never be happy in spite of all the achievements you can think of. All the money what you can earn, all the prestige, fame you can earn, you can never be happy till we conduct our life on the platform of the soul. Now, I'll tell you a small story which will reveal everything. The problem in our life, what is the real problem in our life? Is a forgetfulness of the real problem. We have a big list of problems in our life. What is the real problem? Real problem is we are forgotten the simple line, I am not this body, I am spirit soul. As long as we don't recognize this lack of self-realization is the problem, till then we will be considering other problems to be real problem. I'll tell you one story. There was one person who wanted to buy a Mercedes car. And he was not such a rich person. Sometimes he would skip even his meals to get this Mercedes, to save money for the Mercedes. So he got the money. He was so happy. He just gave the check, 50 lakh rupees, and then purchased a car. And he's driving the Mercedes car. And all of a sudden, he had an accident. A truck came and dashed him. And he was so upset and angry. He came out and started shouting at the driver of the truck, I am going to take you to the hospital. I am going to take you to the police station. I'll make sure that you will be arrested. The truckwala told, oh my dear sir, that all you can see later. Please get into my truck. I'll take you to the hospital. He says, no. Why to the hospital? I'll take you to the police station. Then the truckwala told that, please look at your hand. Then the person who was driving the Mercedes, he looked at his hand. His whole arm was broken. And this whole piece had flown away somewhere and fell very far. And the blood was oozing out. This person saw and he started shouting at the truckwala, now I am going to beat you. I am going to kill you. Because of you, I lost my watch also. Just see. His hand got cut off. He's worried about the car, the broken car. And his hand got cut off and he's worried about the watch. He's not worried about the blood oozing out. He's not worried about the hand being cut off. So this is our problem. The problem is that we think we have so many problems in our life, but the real problem is lack of self-realization. I have not taken up my spiritual life seriously. I don't know who am I. I have never read Bhagavad Gita. That is the problem of life. Time is progressing and we have not known who am I. What is the use? You're trying to get knowledge, get PhDs, big degrees, trying to know so many things, but you don't know who you are. And that is where Krishna tells Arjuna, my dear Krishna, Arjuna, you are not this body, you are spirit, soul. And you name a problem in this world, it has got its solution in this one line. That is, I am not this body, I am spirit, soul. Racial problem, the soul is neither black nor white, solved. Economic problem, the soul is neither rich nor poor. Economic problem solved. Economic problem is because of greed. And the greed is because they think I am the body. As the moment they think that I am not this body, I am spirit, soul, there is no greed. And there is no greed, there is no economic problem. You name a problem in this world, all the problems has its solution in one simple line. I am not this body, which is making all the bodily functions possible. That soul say, oh, at the time of death, my soul is going to go. I am going to be here. It is not that at the time of death, my soul goes. At the time of death, I, the soul, leave this body. All the money we earned, all the nice, wonderful buildings we have built, all the wonderful friends, relatives, we just had to leave. Just had to leave one day. What is lying down is just the body. So it's time that we start realizing that I am not this body, I am spirit, soul. We stop here and we'll take questions. So there are some questions which have come up. Let me answer these questions before I... why do we get some aroma while praying? Oh, I don't know what kind of aroma you get, but you should know how to pray and what to pray and whom to pray. That is the most important part of it. So many. Yes? Okay. Oh, that's wonderful. That means Krishna, he has the best aroma, and Krishna is non-different from his name. When you chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then all the different auspicious things manifest. But that is not the actual goal of life. The actual goal of life is actually to experience love of Krishna. So initially you have some kind of abhas. Abhas means a shadow of love of Krishna. But the real love of Krishna comes over a period of time. So initially you may have experiences like this, but we have to continue, whether we have good experiences or bad experiences. As you take medicine, whether you feel good or don't feel good, you continue with the medicine. In this way, you should completely continue whatever chanting you are doing. That's wonderful. Now, next. How to receive true knowledge if your senses are not giving proper knowledge to us? So we receive the knowledge to the Vedas, because Vedas are not written by anybody who is human. That is why they are called Apaurushaya. They are beyond human. So those who actually revealed the Vedic literature, God himself revealed the Vedic literatures. That is why they are perfect. We do not see any murti of what is it? Brahma in any ISKCON temple. Yeah, there is a pastime where Brahma is not worshipped, is only worshipped at one place. That is why we don't worship. But even though we don't worship any murti, Brahma gave the knowledge to us, that we accept that. Now, next. How to receive true knowledge? Okay. Next. How does the soul know which body to imbibe? It is according to karma. Like we're going to discuss about it after 2 days when we talk about karma. There, according to the karma, you get a body. You're not going to decide. Of course, you can decide today in the sense that by doing that kind of karma, if you do good activities, you get good body. But ultimately, the decision, you do the actions, and the decision is by the super soul, Krishna, who decides which body you're going to get next life. Is it possible to remember our past life? Yes, there is a process called hypnotic regression, and you can remember the previous lives. Yes, definitely you can do that. But why you want to do? Just imagine, if you remember the previous life, and it so happened you are happily living with your wife, and somehow you remember in the previous life the person who murdered me came as my wife. Very horrible. It's good that you don't remember. Better we don't remember the previous life. Why you want to remember? One life, all the bad experiences in one life, that itself will make you mad. Just imagine all the bad experiences you had in the previous life, you remember now. You cannot drink a cup of water peacefully. So better not remember. Many times, okay. I'll come back to you. I'll just read this question and come back to you. Rajesh, I'll just come back to you. Many times, the location or the scene seems to be seems familiar, as if you have been here before. Does it indicate my soul has visited this place? Yes, definitely. We can think, what dreams are nothing but the revelations of our experiences either in this life or the previous life. So it shows definitely that we have got these experiences and impressions in the previous life. What is next? Deja vu is something you dream or you have seen in subconsciousness, and we experience the same in our conscious reality. Brain is part of the visible, tangible world of the body. Your mind is part of the invisible, transcend world of thought, feeling, attitude, belief, and imagination. Okay, yes, that is true. That is, the mind has three functions: thinking, feeling, and willing. These are three functions of the mind. Intelligence is the capacity within us by which we can discriminate between good and bad, right and wrong, and profitable, non-profitable, etc. And a false ego is a thing. Ahankara is something which makes us feel that I am so and so, I am the father, I am the mother. So in this way, definitely there is a difference between the brain and the mind. Now, Okay, why do we see death? Why do we see okay, why do we see death members in our family in dreams? Okay, there's a big philosophy behind it that shows that they are still living. It is not that they're dead and gone. You're able to see them in the dreams. There are many reasons behind it. One way because of your affection and attachment, they come. But if they have gone to Pitru Loka, there is some Loka called Pitru Loka, if they're still existing, they still have connection with you. They can appear in your dreams. They have the power to appear in your dreams. And they even remind you of different things. Yes, it's quite possible. And the whole purpose is to at least to know that they're not dead. Their body is gone, that's all. But they're still living somewhere else. Next. Why everyone is not able to remember the previous life? Why only few? Good question. Wonderful question. Very intelligent question. I was expecting somebody should ask this question. Okay. Why that not everybody is able to see their previous life? It is because of this reason. It is not that they don't remember. They remember. Everybody remembers his previous life. For that, I will talk to you about, we should know what is remembrance and what is forgetfulness. Now, and he's gone to the examination hall. First question. I know this question very nicely, and he starts writing answer. And all of a sudden he forgets. Oh. And he looks and takes a deep breath and he remembers and writes. Now tell me, when he forgot, did he really forget? If he had forgotten, where did he remember from? Nobody told anything. Actually, when he forgot, he was unconscious of his memory. When he remembered, he became conscious of his memory. It was there in his memory. It is a question of being conscious or unconscious. When you become conscious of memory, that is called remembrance. And being unconscious of memory is called forgetfulness. So everybody remembers what we have done in the previous life. It is there in the memory. It is there in the memory chip in our consciousness. But we are unconscious about it. That is called forgetfulness. It is good. We don't even remember what we learned yesterday evening. That doesn't mean it is not in memory. If you're peaceful, start thinking, it comes into your memory. It is in your memory, it comes up into your memory. That means you are actually conscious of your memory. That is why it is only some people are conscious of their memory of the previous life. That's all. Yes. Yes. It all depends on the karma. Depending on the karma of the person, he gets a particular body in the next life. Like for example, you have 1 crore rupees, then you get a very 3 BHK flat in Vapi, or maybe 4 BHK flat in Vapi. But if you have only 10 lakh rupees, you cannot buy that flat. In the same way, depending on your karma, you get different kinds of bodies, different kinds of lives in the next life. Good karma, good body. It is karma is like a cash, is like the money which you earn. It is either debit or credit. Good karma is the credit and what you have, and bad karma is like debit. If it is minus, then you go to the lower species, regarding which we are going to talk more during the time of karma, when we discuss karma. So that is what I can say. So we will discuss this point more elaborately on day 4 or day 5. Okay, and we have Another question. Divya Maruji, please. Yeah. Yes. The question what you expressed, according to the Vedic literatures, there are three gunas, three modes of nature: Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna. So we can express ourselves nicely and be conscious of others' feelings and make us others feel understood. Can only happen when we are in mode of goodness or Sattva-guna. And the Sattva-guna can be developed by association, by good association, and by proper diet, sattvic diet, etc. Now you find you have animals also. There is a cow. Cow, if you have been very close to a cow, you can see that the cow is very emotional and recognizes you and is very affectionate, whether a tiger is not. Because a cow is, its food is vegetarian, and the tiger, it is a non-vegetarian. Because the food, passionate food, makes a person passionate, and this passion, you're only concerned about your feelings, not others' feelings. Whereas in mode of goodness, you're more concerned about others' feelings than your own feelings. And that's how we actually develop good thoughts and intelligence by being in the mode of goodness. We're going to talk more about this thing when we talk about the practical application of Bhagavad Gita in our life, where we talk about how to live a sattvic life. When you have a sattvic life, then it's easy to practice spirituality. So wait till the last day of the seminar, where we're going to talk about diet and other things which will take you to the mode of goodness and beyond. Okay, next we're going to take some questions which are written in the chat section. How soul came into existence? Soul is eternal, is unborn. Sahasti, as God is eternal, soul is also eternal. I never came into existence. I exist eternally. Nobody can kill me. And I was never born. The soul is never born. Now, when you say soul, it is actually me. I am never born. I am just continuing my life from one body to another body. That's all. Energy is neither being created nor destroyed. Just imagine, when the energy itself is not being created nor destroyed, what to speak of the soul? The soul is energy of the Lord. It is neither created nor destroyed. Okay, let me take more questions which are written here. So, who decides energies? Okay. So, soul is a receptor of and there is a cosmic energy source which is being transmitted. Yeah, soul is energy, but it is an individual person. It is not that the soul is some just energy, like another energy. The soul is energy of God, but it has got an individual existence, individual experiences, which continues from one body to another body. As we are enjoying home, is soul enjoying body? Has a dream of good body? What is the goal of soul? Yes, we are, as much as we are enjoying the house, the soul is also enjoying the body. But the problem is, even though you enjoy the house is going to collapse one day. It is not going to be eternally there. In the same way, the body is going to collapse. That is why the soul has to get out the transmigration. The best of the house you may have, but it is temporary. And even though you have the best of the servants, air condition, everything, ultimately it is temporary. The same way this body is also temporary. You may have the best of the body in which the soul is living in. Ultimately, it has to die and it has to come back again, take another body and suffer life after life. That is why the goal of life is to get out of this world. Now, is the soul searching for happiness? For us, we should know, I am the soul. So definitely I am searching for happiness. Who is not searching for happiness? Everybody is searching for happiness. It is a birthright. It is our birthright to search for happiness. The problem is we are searching for happiness in a wrong place. The soul is spiritual. The body is material. And spiritual soul can only be happy with Supreme Lord who is spiritual. On the material platform, the soul can never be happy. It is like a fish out of water. Our position is like a fish out of water. Soul is spiritual and the body is material. The world is material. How can spiritual soul can be satisfied by matter? No material thing can satisfy the soul. That is why the richest people, they are frustrated. If matter can satisfy the soul, then those who are more rich, those who are more opulent, those who are having a healthy and a nice, beautiful body must be happy. They are also suffering. What is the reason? Because even in spite of this fish, it has gone out of water. If you put it in the fridge, even because it is feeling hot, you put in air condition. You may show a nice, wonderful cartoon movie to the fish. Fish cannot be happy. Fish can be happy only when it goes to the water again. In the same way, we can be happy. We means I, you, everyone, our souls can be happy when we go back home, back to Godhead, to the spiritual world. As long as we're in the material world, we can never be happy. We'll be suffering. What initiates death? Brain or mind or karma? Neither brain nor mind. Because of my karma, I'm in a particular body, and this body is destined to live for some time according to my karma. Neither the brain nor the brain or mind initiates death. So the doctor is saying brain death, that is also having a wrong concept. They don't have a proper idea what exactly is it. What is the meaning of Chit in Satchit Ananda? Chit means consciousness, awareness. Sat means eternal. Chit means consciousness or awareness. Like I'm seeing and I'm aware. Ananda means experience. So Chit is the consciousness, awareness. And what is, why do we get some aroma? Okay, I answered that. No soul doesn't have feelings. Aroma, it's a conscious experience or subconscious trigger of the past aroma, consciously experienced, figured out by meditation. Of course, these are all different experiences which come at the level of mind when we start chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which is a subject matter of the further classes. What is the difference between soul and spirit? Actually, soul's nature is spiritual. That is why we say spirit soul. The Supreme Lord is also super soul. And we, the living entity, are spirit soul. Paramatma, it is a terminology. Paramatma is known as the supreme soul or the super soul. And the Jivatma is a spirit soul. That is the only difference. Now, we come to some more questions here down. Of course, some people say spirit. I talked about the spirit. Sometimes people think it is a ghost, a spirit and all. We say bhoot. For that, I'll just give a small explanation. The spirit or the ghost or bhoot, what we call, is nothing but, we know at the time of death, the gross body is lying there. The subtle body, mind, intelligence and false ego, takes the soul from one gross body to another body. Sometimes it so happens, like extreme case of suicide, a person is supposed to live for 60 years, at the age of 30, he committed suicide. What will happen? The gross body is lying down there and the subtle body is there with the soul and it doesn't have any other gross body to go. It is roaming around and that is called preta. That sometimes people call it spirit, sometimes they preta, sometimes they call it as bhoot and all these things. Anyhow, because sometimes I see Chinese bell and within you feel the taste. I hope you understood. I did not understand. Maybe you can ask on this thing as after I complete. Yes. Is there any possibility that we can see Our soul. We cannot see our soul because soul is spiritual and our eyes are material. To our material eyes, we cannot see a spiritual soul. Yeah, I understood. Deja vu. I heard about it. There's a process by which you can do that. Some dreams come true in reality. Yes. Sometimes it so happens you're going to see your future. It doesn't happen with everyone. You see your future in the form of dreams. And of course, at a really high level of meditation, some people just by dreaming make things happen. It's a very dream science is a very complicated and very elaborate science. So we'll not talk about that thing at present. Why mind is so powerful or impressive in general? Why jivas hear mind's instructions easily compared to heart's instructions? Neither we have to hear to our mind nor we should hear to our heart. We should hear to the Supreme Lord's instruction. Hearing to your mind is mad. By hearing to your mind, you become mad. So neither your mind or heart, it is all nothing but all the knowledge in the mind and the heart, it is nothing but illusion. Proper knowledge, we get it from the scriptures. It is all mental speculation. I am not body but soul. We understand this fact. But why we don't get this realization in our day-to-day life? Realization comes when we practice it. It doesn't come just automatically. Theoretically knowing I am not this body, I am spirit soul, that is fine. But we should know that realization comes only after over a period of time of practice of spiritual life. Without practicing spiritual life, how can you get realization? Even to earn few thousand rupees, you have to work so hard. And spiritual realization, you have to practice. Of course, the practice is very simple and practical, which we are going to talk on the last day of our course. How to implement Gita Sar in personal and professional life. Could you be able to give examples during the session? Yes. We're going to talk about the this practical application of Bhagavad Gita on the last day of our course, that is on Friday. And more than that, first we should know Gita Sar. First theory and then practical. Now we are getting the Gita Sar. First is to know what exactly is this Gita Sar, or essence of Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Now, how to delete the impressions that has been stored by having positive impressions. All the negative impressions will go away by accepting the positive impressions. Now, how to implement Gita Sar? I am not this body, my mind. Okay, now any questions you can ask, please. Yes, please. The fourth proof of the existence of the soul is near-death experiences and out-of-body experiences. Near-death experiences and out-of-body experiences. I give the example of a patient who was undergoing operation, and actually he explains everything what's going on in the operation theater, though he was unconscious. That means he said that I went out of the body. It is out-of-body experiences. So if it is out of the body experience, there is something which is beyond the body, which is making us which shows that we are different in the body. The fourth example, or the fourth proof of existence of soul. First one is common sense. Second is logic or intuitive understanding. The third is presence of consciousness. The fourth one is near-death experiences or body experiences. And the fifth one is past life memories. Okay, before we wind up, any last question is there? How to, yes. Good question. Actually, in the body there is only one soul. But what happens, those whose mind is a little bit weak and they are prone to such things, the soul, other soul means the preta or the bhuta, what you say, that is spirit, what you say, it sabotages, it takes control of the body. If, for example, I'm sitting here, somebody comes from behind and forcefully catches my hands and legs, and then he molds my hands and legs according to his wish. And that is what happens. It is not that one body, there are two souls. One body, there's only one soul. The another subtle body, which what happens? Conquers, sabotages, and then controls. That is what happens. Okay, so it's time. We'll stop here and we'll meet tomorrow sharp at 8:15 to know about the science of God, the proof of existence of God, and of course every day we're going to have recap of what we have done the previous day. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.